Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rook and I'm back for another BrownDust 2 video. This will be a guide for how to unlock the Live2D interactive mode for WILHELMINA, specifically Water Park Queen WILHELMINA. It's a pretty simple process, but there are a couple steps we have to go ahead and get done here. So let's go on and get started here. First of all, of course, you need an actual costume for WILHELMINA here, specifically Water Park Queen WILHELMINA. So let's go ahead and show you guys, just so we're all on the same page here. You specifically need this costume here. It'll say Water Park Queen WILHELMINA, and this is the one. So currently there are two costumes for WILHELMINA. There's this one, and then there's also her base outfit, her Iron Monarch outfit for WILHELMINA, the costume. Now, in order to unlock the Live2D interactive mode for this character, and this goes for all the other Live2Ds that are currently out, you specifically need the costume that's associated with the Live2D. So all because you have, let's say you only have this copy of WILHELMINA here. All because you have this costume doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to do the Live2D for WILHELMINA, because the Live2Ds are attached to the costume itself, not to the character as a whole. So keep that in mind. It's the same way for a character like, let's say we look at Nebris here. Let's use Nebris as a good example here. So this is a new hire Nebris. She was the first ever Live2D interactive mode in BrownDust 2. So this is the first ever costume that got one. And Nebris currently has 3 costumes here. She has Labyrinth Gatekeeper Nebris, and then there's also Laid Back Lifeguard Nebris. Now, let's say all because I have this costume here, Laid Back Lifeguard Nebris, does not mean I'm able to get the Live2D for this character. It's the same way as WILHELMINA. You specifically need New Hire Nebris, because New Hire Nebris is the costume that got the Live2D, not the Laid Back Lifeguard Nebris here. So keep that in mind. Same thing for WILHELMINA. You specifically need this costume here. Now, how do you get this costume? So there is the major way you could get it currently, especially if you're watching this video close to the upload time that I did it at, is that you still have time here. Let's go ahead and show you guys. So you go to the banners here where you pull the characters. Her banner is still ongoing. It's going on until July 3rd, so you guys still have a bit of time. As long as I upload this video today, you should have a good amount of time. And the nice thing about these Live2Ds is you don't need to get these costumes to +5. I'm a major WILHELMINA fan, so I went ahead and +5'd her anyway. But you don't need to get her to +5. In order to get the Live2D, you just need one of the costume, or one copy of the costume. What I mean by that is, it'll literally say +0, because you only own one of the costume. That's all you need. You don't need to get multiple copies. That will not, speed up the process or anything. That's really, multiple copies really just to boost the power and everything for the actual gameplay. But for the Live2D, you just need the costume at +0. That's the only requirement necessary. Again, you have until July 3rd. It's also not a limited costume, which is nice, so she'll always be available in the game. Afterwards, it's really just up to luck of when you will pull her at that point. So just keep that in mind. This is a really good opportunity though to go ahead and pull for her. Plus her animation is really good. That skill animation, absolutely incredible. You don't want to miss out on her anyway. So definitely recommend getting at least one of her. At the bare minimum, you need at least one of her, in my opinion at least. So once you go ahead and get that, also actually let me go ahead and add this. Let's say this is right after the banner ends. You just missed out on her. What do? So the nice thing is, after a lot of these new banners end, they end up going to the Powder of Hope shop after the next update. So when we go to the shop area here, there's a little Power of Hope shop in the points category. So under Golden Thread here, Power of Hope shop. These characters up here tend to rotate out every 2 weeks or so. So every 2 weeks, there's usually a bit of an update, and you'll get a new rotation of characters here, or new costumes. And a lot of times, they'll add the newer costumes in the next rotation. So the next rotation, it should be WILHELMINA, and I believe if Nebris, or let's actually look back here so I can give you guys a pretty rough estimate here. So when is Teresa? And Teresa's banner ends July 17th, so she probably won't go to the Power of Hope shop. This one ends June 26th actually, so she may end up in the Power of Hope shop next rotation. But for WILHELMINA, she will most likely end up in the Power of Hope shop in the next rotation or the rotation after that, especially since she's not a limited character. So you'll have an opportunity to go ahead and get your copy of the costume, or if you want another copy of her anyway, this is another good opportunity to go ahead and get that. You use your Power of Hopes here, which are basically received by exchanging for draw points. So there you go. That's another way to get her. Also, if you completely miss out on both these opportunities, again, it's really just a waiting game of when you go ahead and pull for that costume. It's really just luck dependent at that point. So I highly encourage you, if you're still, within these time, this time area where you still have the opportunity to go ahead and pull for this costume, take advantage of this opportunity, pull for this banner here. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. So once you guys go ahead and get that copy of the costume, what do you do next? So you're going to go ahead to the very bottom right here. There's going to be a little, I guess, like a game cartridge. You go ahead and click on that. And then you have these pack collections. Go to the third row at the very end, Gluppy Diner. So this is the little diner area. This is the main hub for where you start the storylines for each Live2D. If these are a brand new costume here, there should be a faded guest icon that pops up here. It should be glowing a little bit, I believe, too. I've already done the faded guest, so that's why it's not showing up here. But let's go ahead and access the records here. So I'm going to go ahead and look at that. So there are a total of 10 episodes for this Live2D. And it's the same thing for all these Live2Ds. There's a total of 10 episodes. You can only do 3 episodes a day. The first day though, they let you guys do 4 episodes, which is really nice. So first day will be 4 episodes. Then the second day you log in at the next reset time, it will be 3 episodes. And then the last day, the last 3 episodes. It is a bit of a waiting game again. You do have to wait 3 days in order to unlock the Live2D once you start the process here. It is a little bit unfortunate, but at the same time, it's definitely worth it. Plus, I highly encourage you guys to go ahead and read through these storylines. They're pretty interesting. If you don't care too much about the story, luckily there is a skip button for each one of these, so you guys can go ahead and skip the entire dialogue. It does give you a bit of a recap of what's going on, or a bit of a summary of what happened here, so that is really nice that they included that. I like that little synopsis quality of life feature they added there. And the skip option is definitely more for convenience, so I definitely appreciate that. But at the end of the 3rd day, once you finish this 10th encounter, the Live2D will immediately unlock. So how do you go ahead and set up your Live2D? So a while ago, it used to be that we had to actually set up the Live2D for your lobby screen, so you had to go to this home screen area and set up all that. They really updated that and added some really nice quality of life. So instead of having to do that whole process and having to use up one of the, the slot areas where you'd put one of the animations for your lobby screen, all you have to do is go to your left over here, the top left here, or I guess middle top left kind of. It's a little bit of an awkward area, but it's this pink glowing circle here with the character icon showing up. Go ahead and click on it. It says interaction, and this is where you're able to choose which your Live2D you want to go ahead and use if you have multiple unlocked here. So of course right now it's at WILHELMINA here. Of course you could also do like Nebris, for example, but let's go ahead and talk about WILHELMINA since she is the current focus right now. But now you guys can go ahead and mess around with this interaction. She has some really fun interactions, so I definitely encourage you guys to go ahead and explore that. But that's really it, guys. It's a pretty simple process. Hopefully you guys don't have too much trouble there. But thank you so much for watching. Definitely like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more BrownDust 2 content like this. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you have any questions regarding this. Hopefully these instructions are pretty clear. I think they're pretty clear, but definitely, again, let me know if you have any issues with that. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.